Good evening again, BOILeR fans. Welcome into our NFC version of the Divisional Playoffs. And again, let me get some music going here. We've got ourselves a real grudge match about to take place here. On the left-hand side, Melloace coming out of the NFC South as your number 5 seed. Taking on his division champion, your number 2 seed, 15-1 iKasperr. That one loss we're talking about was to his opponent, Melloace, in week number 1. Hasn't lost since. So we're going to have a big grudge match here. Winner's going to move on to the NFC Championship game next weekend against Slackaholics. Both of these guys want that chance. And as you can see, there's different rules involved here. Kasperr, being the higher seed, got to choose the rules. Let me flip this on over so you guys can see what's going on. We're going to play as Eve. Your same BOILeR rules still apply, so same 7-band items off of that. D6 is usable. And again, also usable now against these other 7-band items. Blue Candle, Treasure Map, Crystal Ball, Teleporting Remote, whamp whamp, Compass, because hey, it's Kasperr making these rolls. We don't need a compass, he's got one inside him. So Brimstone and Knife, those are all banned and re-rollable. Also banned are 3 big cards. The Emperor card, which teleports you to boss fights. Sun and World card, banned because of the map usage on it. Now if you look on the right, rule number 2, very important here. You have to clear any room you go into of enemies. You have no choice in the matter. There's a few special exceptions to this. We'll keep listing these in chat. You can force doors open with Dad's key. You can't go through it until you clear the room, though. Same thing about the X-ray vision glasses. You have to clear the room you're in before going through those extra openings that it gives you. So, we got a pseudo OCD run going on right now. Again, don't have to clear every room on the floor. Do have to clear any room that you go into. You're not allowed to even bomb out of them or be pushed through by enemies. Nothing you can do about it. If you do, you have to go right back into that room and clear it out as soon as you can. So both of these racers have known these rules. Kasperr made them up. Mello just found these out. And again, they both have the links to those. We're going to keep putting it in chat for you as well. So if you need to refer back to them, we'll link it up in chat if you guys need to know anything. But again, they're ready to race. They're in a call together. Let me get you a link into both of their channels. And again, go wish both of these guys luck in this grudge match. Whoever wins this, again, it's a best 2 out of 3 through Cathedral. So you have to kill Isaac in this one, just like we just saw with Lawcat and Cobalt Street. So again, best 2 out of 3 with that. They're off and racing. Best of luck to you both. And we're off to at least a good start on one side. Triple shot for Melloace. So again, if anything, you want some damage up on Eve, and that's a pretty good way to start out with it there. So nice triple shot coming out. Mello's off and running. Kasperr had no luck with his, so a quick reset over there. And again, with Eve, remember, you start with her dead bird, so if you do take damage, that bird's going to pop out and try to damage anything in the room by making physical contact with it. And again, against the Isaac fight, you better hope you got some orbitals if you do get hit, because that bird will mess your world up in that fight at the end of Cathedral, and at the end of the chest for that matter. Oh, I'm in total agreement on that. Cargosa, don't even feel bad about that. Don't even feel bad. There's that dead bird, by the way. So again, facing off against the Widow here. Melloace ripping on through it already. And the bird actually kind of stupid, as you may notice. Doesn't always hang on enemies. It does tend to just follow you. Kasperr's still not happy with what he's seeing. That Basement XL's another reset, but he wound up with Mom's Pad there. And again, no, you don't have a space use item on Eve. But it's not that great either. He really wants some damage up and doesn't want that mini-boss Wrath. So a little bit of range for Melloace. Questionable piercing shots with Cupid's arrow, but again, another reset. Kasperr's still not happy with this. So again, no health up there on that one, which is another big key. You notice only the 2 heart containers on both sides. So no health luck on this one for Melloace yet. And again, no item luck for Kasperr. He's yet to come across something good. Alright, so because I said pseudo OCD, again, it's just worrying about clearing enemies out of rooms. You don't have to worry about emptying, or putting out fires, I should say. It's not that in-depth as far as what you have to do to clear a room. But again, if you walk into any room and it has an enemy, you have to clear it. So no skipping out on Seeker rooms. If you do go in and it's greed, you have to take care of it. You can't just walk right back out. Yeah, Halo of Flies. So like I said, you're hoping for some orbitals at some point during the game, and Kasperr's going to start this run off with 2 of them here. At least check out his curse room. Multiple pills. Oh, wow, and it's a bad trip right off the bat. So you notice, the one being the same, that should have been a bad trip pill, actually was a full health pill instead. Kasperr had to use it to get back out of the room. And again, there's the other item that you start with, Horror Babylon. Get down to half a red heart or anything less, cough cough, Guppy's Paw, just blue hearts remaining, and you get a nice damage up on your tiers, but you become that Horror Babylon and large and in charge. So it's a little bit of a risk to take with that, but again, a good way to get some real quick damage up. I can spell. Dang it. Alright, so iKasperr taking out his Monstro boss fight here. And again, just about done with his first floor. Boss fight on the right, or left-hand side, excuse me, for Melloace is his second for the basement, so he's just about done and onto his caves here. He's taking out Blighted Ovum right now. And again, this one's pretty easy. Just lead him around in that outside circle. Technically square if you want to look at it that way. Rectangle, really, if you want to be honest with this. And as soon as he dies off, he's going to explode. Then the second one will behind him. A little bit of fire rate increase. Mello, not going to argue this. Would still love some health up. But again, fire rate increase with that wire coat hanger still goes nicely hand in hand with that triple shot. So moving on down to his caves, keeping that one floor advantage. iKasperr did find his item room already. Again, no key yet for it, though. And if anything, he's happy. He's at least got that one health container after his first boss fight. And again, that nice defensive build going on with his 2 orbitals already, which will help out come that last boss fight against Isaac. Alright, so Devil Deal, again, questionable, and especially when you don't want to get rid of those items. So, or those health, I should say, for even for good items, but iKasperr going to leave behind everything in that Devil Deal. So we'll see if that actually opens back up for him. If he gets another health, maybe you consider that if it's still there. But finally getting his key, at least he gets into his item room as well. Ooh, and in this case, the PhD. So what becomes a full heal, iKasperr didn't really need it, but it actually full healed his 3 red heart containers. He now is going to get nothing but good or neutral pills at absolute worst. And every couple frames, it gives you a chance that it reveals what those pills do for you. So it's a little bit less risk as far as maybe you don't want speed up. And you do find out about it in time, so you don't take that pill. And again, if you were watching the last race, Logcat wound up with, I think, darn near capped out movement speed. And you could see it's not that easy to deal with. It took him a little while to get used to. Spirit of the Nope. Oh, I love it. Yep, sure did, Rocket. If you remember Jim's rolls, give me 1 sec. It's basically the same thing. So there's your link for you. That'll tell you what Cobalt was using. And on that note, on the right-hand side, iKasperr into his second boss fight is going to be taking on our favorite horseman, Famine. So let's all give him a big, if you would. So iKasperr will wind up, instead of that health up, going to wind up with a guaranteed cube of meat. So his 3rd orbital now, and he's got a full contingency of them at this point. Definitely not going to cry about that one. Would love health, but again, 3 orbitals, very, very handy for these runs. Alright, 10 bombs from Melloace, and again, nothing too special, but you'll take those 10 bombs, meaning that you have 0 of them, so he's going to move back on over for that boss fight. And getting himself a soul heart as well. Thank you very much to that lock chest. So well worth the use of a key. Alright, so there's your 3rd orbital, and that Devil Deal opened back up, and again, without that extra health up, iKasperr not even going to consider buying either of those items, so moving on along for him as well, into his caves one. Same catacombs type of level that Mello's got. But Mello's just about done. He's going to lay down the 2nd bomb. Ooh, that was close enough. I didn't think it would be. Finally, a health container, so his 3rd health fills up to full health himself and moving on down to his caves too. So again, slight time advantage over on Mello's side. He's got almost a full floor ahead of him. That Cain's Eye, again, the one of, let me rethink this, 2 or 3, 2 trinkets I can think of off the top of my head. But again, 2 of the trinkets not banned here that can actually give you reveals of either compass or map, and in this case, compass. Excuse me, actually both are compass now that I say that right. But again, Cain's Eye gives iKasperr a 25% chance when he hits a new floor that gives him a compass reveal. Again, not banned by his rules. Let me list these out again in chat for you there. Hit up those imager links, and that'll let you know exactly what we're looking at. If they link. Maybe not. Bot doesn't like me all of a sudden. Anyways, Monster Manuel for iKasperr over on the right-hand side. Seen that a few times tonight. Spawns a random follower for you every time you use it. Thank you, Rocket. That's really weird. Just all of a sudden it stopped working for me. Bot doesn't like me anymore, man. Alright, so iKasperr going to build onto those orbitals he's got. He'll keep the same 3, but it's going to build that cube of meat into Meat Boy's head floating around him. So it'll still block shots, still make the same 7 damage on contact, but also going to fire out tears for him as well. I mean, you see Monster Manuel's the reason he's got little Gish in tow at the moment. So he'll quickly be down to his caves too here. And again, catching up to the Melloace really quickly, who's still looking for his item room on the left-hand side. Now, here's where the bird can be a real trolly. If it goes in on these turrets, that can actually keep him closed for... Yeah, there we go. So sometimes it's going to help you, but sometimes it'll just keep him closed and not actually seem to damage him. That bird gets to be a real douchebag. There's that second cube of meat for iKasperr. Let's see, what else does he have? He, with no keys, might be looking for one. Ah, I see why. I see what iKasperr's doing. We're going to play this as many times as we can, get down to Horror Babylon state, aren't we? Yep, iKasperr wants that damage up. And at least he got a pill out of it, if nothing else. So let's see, he'll keep that. Friends till the end. We got a 2 of clubs. He'll double up the amount of bombs he's holding on to. So now he's got 4 instead of 2. And again, iKasperr is now in Horror Babylon status. Again, going to go ahead and take these hearts back. Go right back over to that Demon Judgy and see if he can't get something. God damn it, Countcast, seriously, breathe. And again, Pinking Shears from Melloace, really, really good find for him. So again, that will actually cut your head off from the rest of your body. Body runs around trying to make contact damage with everything, and you get to fly. So again, Sun card, totally not usable. You can pick it up because you don't know what they are, but iKasperr can't use that. So he'll keep himself at Horror Babylon status. Again, nothing else good coming out of that Demon Judgy. Now, I'll be damned, there was one more thing he can do, so still gonna keep trying to play this. He wants something good. 2 more chances. Anything? Demon Judgy, please? Ah, really, more pills. Alright, so, those are randoms. Ah, now we got Tear Up. So, fire rate increase for iKasperr. He's not going to worry about those other friends till the end, and that should be it on this floor, because nothing else can heal him. And indeed, we'll keep that Horror Babylon increased damage moving on. And speaking of Soul Hearts, Melloace finding himself one as well in that red chest. Thank you very much. So again, going back to earlier in this season, week number 1, I should say, Melloace actually beat iKasperr. Since then, iKasperr's 15-0, guys. So again, the one loss that he has on the season is to his opponent tonight. So big grudge match here, and again, loser goes home. Winner moves on to face number 1, undefeated Slackaholicus in the NFC next week for the right to move on to the finals. So it's a big, big matchup right now. And I've been talking to him all week. There's that friendly rivalry of crap being blown back at one another, but it's that friendly love, you know what I mean? Like, it's still all out of love, but they still want to win. Alright, so Mello finally going to wind up with an orbital here. There's that Pinky Shear usage, so sooner or later his body's going to figure out what it's doing and actually attack the boss. Soon, there we go. So, fighting against Pestilence, he'll wind up with a cube of meat, same one that iKasperr started out with. Yes, I like you. You're a funny guy. Yes, he did, Cajun. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing today? So there's that cube of meat. We'll wait till all the green stuff on the ground disappears. Mello's going to grab it and move on down to his, his Depths 1. Almost said Caves 2. And again, holding on to that Emperor card. He cannot use it. It's one of the banned cards. He couldn't tell what it was until he picked it up. So as soon as he can find a way to replace it, he will. But again, cannot use that. So no mashing the Q button on accident. Alright, and finding his boss fight here is iKasperr. So, after he grabs this one last penny, actually going to see what else we got on the floor. Now that we got that key, he'll be back for his item room. Again, done everything else he needs to do here. Yeah, the RNG basically told Cobalt, like, yeah, dude, you know, tonight ain't my night. And that's just, it's what happens. Ooh, Harlequin baby, so not a bad find. Nice follower there for iKasperr. It'll shoot out in a V pattern, giving him a little more coverage area on his damage. And And again, speaking of Horror Babylon, Mello gonna do the same thing over here by playing this Blood Machine. So again, you're protected by those blue soul hearts. You still get to keep the Horror Babylon damage. So with that triple shot and a little bit of fire rate increase, that's actually really gonna help for Mello. And if he really wants it, that heart's sitting there, so he's got that to play or to fall back on should he lose these soul hearts. And again, speaking of Horror Babylon, now with no protection for that, yeah, iKasperr gonna go ahead and grab that extra red full heart. Also squeezy, so fire rate increase for iKasperr. 2 soul hearts, moving on down to his depths 1. And an immediate item room for him technically would put him in the lead if he had a key to get in there. But no such luck yet. There's that item room on Mello's side. He does have that 1 key, so he'll be into this momentarily. Again, technically speaking, we're evened out here. Yep, Cobalt fell in love with those rolls, so he's like, you know what, I've been practicing a lot. I love them, so I'm using those. And speaking of keys, go figure, it spawns 1 for Mello, and then gives him the skeleton key. So speaking of keys, how about 99 of them? So we got all sorts of problems on this run, but keys definitely ain't one of them. But I'm tish, bad musical puns are bad. And again, there's that Pinky Shears usage. Mello gonna fly out of that room, not deal with Clovens, because he doesn't like those enemies. Anybody that may happen to remember week number 12, 12? 13, somewhere in there, I forget what the hell week it was. Anyways, when Mello faced Princess Diana, I think that was 12, it feels like it was, I don't know. Anyways, moot point. When he faced Princess Diana, actually killed off Mom's heart, but a Globen was still there, didn't die off after the heart died, and got shot into him in the same process, killing him. So it wound up being a slight bit of a troll on a reset there, and Mello's not fond of those enemies, so I don't blame him for flying out of the way. Those things can really come back to haunt you. But Mello again on into his boss fight here as he's cleared out pretty much everything he needs to in that Depths 1 floor. And he's fighting against Gish, so we'll wind up with his first follower, Little Gish, behind him. And again, that'll shoot out these tar tiers, not the same way that you see Gish doing it, but normal tier fires. They'll have tar effect on them, which will slow down movement speed and shot speed of enemies. And again, if anybody hasn't seen the rules that we're playing with here, link these out once again. We also got a devil deal on Melloace's side. Oh, so speaking of those rules, Brimstone is banned. That Book of Belial's not, however. That could be a lot more damage. Mello's still considering this, but I'm going to keep Pinking Shears if I'm him. That's me. But again, damage is nice. He is going to leave it behind. Also going to head back for that heart machine as he grabs a 1 extra heart in the center of that room. Same thing in here. Ooh, actually just going to full heal himself. Really? I figured he was going to keep Horror Babylon, but he really doesn't want to take that risk with only 1.5 soul hearts. So moving on down to, and go figure, moves down to Depths, and really go figure. Melloace gets down to Depths 2, finds an immediate arcade, and it's got a fortune-telling machine, which didn't really give him anything. Got 2 bombs out of it for 2 coins, so not the worst thing. Alright, Empress card. Ironically enough, on iKasperr's side is Horror Babylon usage. Let's also get a Judgy please for him if you would. Come on, stop eating coins. Seriously, at least we got a key now. iKasperr can get into his item room. Thank you, Judgy. Keep it going. Now let's give him something good. Judgy. Judgy. Come on now. Come on. You know you want to. He's running out of money here slowly but surely. Come on, Judgy. This one's got to do something. Oh boy, another key. So at least Kasper's got a ton of keys. He's going to give up on gambling at the moment. And again, Mello's found himself Mom's foot here, so we'll see if he worries about his item room or not. And I think he's still going to. Speaking of that, iKasperr again, 1 floor behind here, so... Ooh, actually, I see what he's... No, I don't. Thought he was going somewhere else for this, but he's going to go to his store here. That ladder's kind of interesting, but not going to be good enough. 1 bomb purchase for this. And again, iKasperr being at that 15 cents, that's why he was walking back here. Now we'll get his item room, then he can still gamble on his way back through to his boss fight. And Mello again gonna go find that last item room. Don't blame him in any way, shape, or form. Eve runs, I want everything I can get. Yeah, that ladder, aw. Yeah, another soul heart on Mello's side, so building up that health container even further. Again, still going to be a big question as he's only got the 1 orbital. iKasperr working with a full 3 here. And finally getting to replace that Emperor card. Now Mello doesn't have to worry about that thing anymore, and he can do a lot more movement freely. As long as you don't hit that Q button while you're holding on to one of those banned cards, you're fine. Because again, you can't tell what they are until you actually pick them up. So it's still safe to hold on to them until you mash the Q button on accident. Which would be my downfall in one of these runs, guaranteed. Alright, iKasperr not going to bother with that challenge room there. So again, because no enemies are spawned, again, challenge room's still up in the air like that. You can choose if you're going to do them or not. So he takes that choice, doesn't want 10 bombs. He's already got 7. And again, that would be a lot of extra time spent getting through there. So let's see, with nothing else to choose from, we'll head back up to the top of this map. Where's that boss fight for him? Mello's still just looking for this one last item room here. Yet another soul heart, though. Yeah, let's try his over to the right. Wow, yet another dead end. We're having no luck on either side. Yeah, that Judgy, not a bro, man. Not a bro. Alright, one last route for Mello to try. Let's go over here. Oh, kill that. And there's that boss fight. Finally, iKasperr, after his full clear, Depths 1's come across this. So we'll see who he gets momentarily. Just gotta take care of these Clovens. And again, a Monstro 2 fight, so watch this pattern if you guys haven't seen this yet. Again, real quick, Monster Manuel, random follower spawn. Thank you very much, Little Gish again. Excuse the hiccup, sorry about that. Anyway, so notice the pattern. 1, 2, Brimstone. Watch his head. 1, 2, Brimstone. Move in between the 2 and the Brimstone on that little pause that I'm giving you there. And there finally is your item room. Again, full clear on a Depths 2 on Melloace's side, but he's finally found that item room, let alone a store if he wants to think about it. Doesn't have quite enough money to make that worthwhile. Ooh, Devil Deal finally worthwhile, though. We're picking up the mark on Kasper's side, so taking out 2 red hearts gets back some damage and 1 soul heart out of it. Excuse me, and I think some movement speed out of there, too. I always forget to mention that portion. So Mello's last item room, going to spawn him the bomb bag. So every couple of rooms that he clears out, that's going to bring out a bomb or 2 for him. And again, you have to watch out. You can actually get troll bombs out of those. You have to be very careful once again. Don't just immediately run into anything. Now the question, ooh, I'm actually kind of shocked. Mello didn't want his extra damage off of Horror Babylon, so not even going to bother with this. Just blows up that heart machine, and we'll be right on over for that Mom's Foot fight on the left side. Again, Kasperr himself on that Depths too, and you can see with Necropolis version dealing with some nastier enemies, especially these Masks and Hearts. But again, thankfully, he's got some damage finally on his tiers. And there's that Horror Babylon, so Judgy kinda sorta please? Yeah, get 1 card out of this. 2 of Spades, gonna double up the keys he got. Awesome, we need 189, or 186, because I math good. Actually, it's 196, I really math good. Jesus. Again, by the way, you cap out at 99 keys, so completely useless card there. Mello just going to take that death card back with him. Might as well here. So another health container and that damage up, like I said you were looking for with that meat. Again, Miss Mark doesn't tell you about that damage it gives you. And again, having plenty of bombs, that's actually a really good way to go through this room. Just start feeding them to Chubb. And one last enemy in here, Peep, to take care of. Excuse me. Team Fortress, thank you very much. Holy crap. I'll make sure to say that again in a few seconds. I know it takes you away from the normal page while you're subscribing, so... Ah, there you are. Seriously, thank you very much, Team Fortress. Holy crap. Again, guys, don't worry about it being on sub-only mode tonight. It's just because of the Walking Dead premiere, so bear with it just for tonight. Don't think that I'm trying to do that to make you subscribe or anything. Don't feel like you have to go out of your way to do so. It'll be open again tomorrow. So all apologies for that. Again, nobody did anything wrong. It's just the Walking Dead's on. I'm going to watch it later. So, again, though, thank you very much, Team Fortress. Very much appreciated. And that ladder still wants to be bought. Mello going into his store. He's going to take that soul heart instead, though, and I don't blame him in the slightest bit. He's thinking about the card or that red heart, too. Looks like he'll leave everything else behind, though. Alright, back to that Demon Judgy. Come on, Demon Judgy, please. At least he gets the damage up out of Horror Babylon, but Mello wants something. Ooh, we actually got something, too. Too bad it's not going to be good enough to replace that Pinking Shears he's got, but Shoop da Whoop did show up here. And again, that would give you a one-time, we'll call it Brimstone use. It's a little bit milkier than Brimstone, but you get the general gist of what's going on there. Ooh, Mello actually going to grab that half-red heart. I'm kind of surprised by this. Alright, Emperor card again. Definitely can't use that, so I'll leave it behind. I'm really surprised he's taking the hearts. And iKasperr yet to find anything on this floor, so he's going to have these two rooms connected together. Probably right about next room-ish. He's got to have this somewhere. We got to have item room and boss fight. There's your item room, at least. Yeah, Spider Butt, not that useful space use item. Would give you damage to everything in the room and slow it down for a good 5 to 7 seconds. But again, only so much usability out of that, and it's pretty low damage. But Judgy please, and Judgy thank you, we're going to wind up with Mom's Purse. So iKasperr's going to be able to keep a second trinket after this floor. He's going to wind up with a Polaroid here. And he can take that along with Kane's Eye now. So let's get yet another Judgy please. Wow, did that happen quickly. Judgy, thank you, over on the right-hand side. iKasperr now with the nail. So that's going to give him damage up every time he uses it, plus give him a soul heart added on, as he just saw right there. So that's a real good find right now for iKasperr. He's a very happy man. And again, working on left side here, we got Melloace just about done with regular gray version of Mom. So he's taking out all these extra enemy spawns. And that's really the big fear of this, if nothing else. Ooh. Although there's that last bit of damage. Thankfully, the foot was actually still on screen when it happened. Another heart container for Mello. There's that Polaroid for him as well. Pretty much up to full health here and moving on down to his womb. Loading screen error for that matter. Let's see what this gives him. And popping through. Come on, Flash. Be a bro. Be a bro. Come on, Flash. Oh, dear God. Mello, why would you do that to my childhood? Why? Not even my childhood, but why would you do that to me? Oh, God. This year and these pictures, man. These gifts and these pictures this year have killed me. Why would you do that to my youngness? Yeah. God, you're killing me, dude. Anyway, so Mello getting a expansion version here of regular Womb 1. So again, nothing too special about this one. It's just Flash being a douche sometimes. And the gift was perfect, too. It was, Death. It totally was. And again, iKasperr's worked his way over. There's that boss fight finally showing up. Dear God, was that a long hallway. And again, he'll head on in here. Same fight that Mello was just on, and actually gets the same version, Grey Mom. So he'll hang down by the doorway, as he's got those 3 orbitals to block shots. Here's one of the, I don't want to say new at this point, we've been doing this for 4 months, but one of the newer techniques of actually taking out Mom's heart is just standing down by the doorway, making her arm do all the work for you. And again, pretty much sitting at full health because of that Polaroid. Melloace does not want that full red heart there to bring him up beyond that half a red heart he has filling a container. By the way, amazing dodging in this room. I'm so bad at those, but now I know the path I have to take. Mello just taught me how to get through those rooms. Ah, now I know what to do. It's like Pac-Man, but with Isaac. Alright, box of items, so one of everything spawning here. We got a heart, a bomb, a key, in this case an Emperor card that's completely off limits, so iKasperr gonna leave that behind. Take that soul heart though. About a fire rate increase with those tier up pills. Pinky Eye, again, you get 2 trinkets here, so let's see which ones iKasperr wants. He's gonna take Pinky Eye, I think. Yes, he is, so random chance of poison effect on his tiers from now on. And again, because of Mom's Purse, also getting that Polaroid with him. Now, iKasperr down to an XL floor version of the womb. So he's going to have Womb 1 and Womb 2 combined together here. He's just looking for his boss fights now. He's going to have back-to-backers, and again, there's no item rooms, no stores in the Womb or anywhere beyond it. So this could be a huge time saver or a huge time sink, depending on which way iKasperr chooses, if it's correct, and how many rooms there are in that path. Oh, exactly, Team Fortress. It's like, it's such a messed up game, but it's such a great game at the same time. Like, the randomness is what I think actually sells it to me, honestly. I mean, yeah, random doesn't look so random when, again, some of our racers have been getting almost the same runs from time to time this year. But, at the same point, it's a heck of a lot of fun when you do get those really offset races. Wow, look at that, not a single item rock there. So again, the nail, giving iKasperr that one extra soul heart. More importantly in this room, actually allows him to crush every single rock that's in there. And again, every rock in the womb has a chance, just one per room, but every rock has a chance to be an item rock, and it won't show you that it is. So you have to get kind of lucky with that, but good room for iKasperr to choose this in. Alright, so running low on any type of give a crap about the rest of that room, iKasperr's going to keep moving on, looking for these boss fights. Again, Mello avoiding those red hearts with all sorts of caution, has one way left to check here, so he's looking for his first boss fight in the womb. And again, he'll have an entire extra floor to take care of after this too. So iKasperr back up at full health on his side. Interesting choice there. Thank you, Team Fortress. Thank you, thank you. Ooh, that heart almost spawned and got shot directly into Melloace, so that's why he took the accidental damage there, trying to dodge that red heart. At this point, he's just saying screw it and picking it up. So I was going to say, probably kind of moot point. I would have just grabbed it at this point and said the hell with it. He's going to do exactly the same thing, not worry about that Polaroid usage anymore. So let's see, where is this going to keep going to? Might as well use up 2 keys. He's got plenty of them. And again, Mello did find a bombs or key pill, so you may notice he's got a lot of bombs now, like 99 of them. You don't want that extra heart? Oh, okay, I see why. He's gonna hang on to it for a little bit. Mello wants that safety of that heart still being there at the end of this floor for another heart container, so he'll be back for that momentarily. But again, it is blocked by what would be those 2.5 soul hearts that Mello's holding on to. But again, that's only 3 hits, so it's not real worth grabbing it yet. Backing up really won't take him that long. And it's a heck of a lot safer to make sure you get that extra health container if he gets it to the next floor. Curse room on a dead end this side, so now we know Melloace's boss fight's going to be slightly over to the right. And it's all about iKasperr finding his. He's gone through a lot of these XL rooms already. And this is going to have to break over to the left. He'll find him somewhere over here. Amazingly, this doesn't seem like that gigantic of an XL floor. Real good use of that troll bomb, by the way, on iKasperr's side, drawing it into those 2 soul rocks, or what could have been 2 soul rocks, excuse me. Again, another fire rate increase on those pills. Another way for iKasperr to gamble. And there's those boss fights. That's what I was expecting to see sooner or later here. And speaking of boss fights, we got that first one for Melloace. Again, had to full clear a 2nd floor in a row with this womb one. But he's in for a double Loki fight. And again, iKasperr will be in that same room momentarily, but then immediately on into his boss fight for womb 2 afterwards. Drave, holy crap, thank you. Totally unnecessary again, but thank you very much, Drave. Alright, so speaking of all those, the Eternal Heart, I should say, that's still sitting out on the floor, Mello gonna backtrack for a second to go grab this. It's not far away. There you go, that'll become his 6th red heart container on the next floor. He's also got Squeezy waiting for him here, so another fire rate increase and 2 soul heart containers for him. And again, iKasperr just about done. Triachnid's going to produce Cat o' Nine Tails, shot speed increase, and he's on into Mom's Heart, which is what now Melloace is looking for. So we got basically the entire Womb 2 floor cleared out here for iKasperr in the span of a blink of an eye. No, seriously, thank you, Drave. Totally overkill. Thank you very much, man. You just don't want to see the litter box. Oh my god, now I know what to call a chat room if we ever have to make one. Thank you for that idea. So let's see, Melloace is going to work on along to the left-hand side here, hoping that he comes across. And again, keep in mind, you cannot bomb through rooms. You can use those bombs to kill off enemies, but you can't bomb through rooms. It's a pseudo OCD run going on right now. So if you do walk into a room and there's enemies in there, you do have to kill them. And again, there's a listing of rules at that imager link that iKasperr provided for us. And again, thanks to Shubu on making that artwork. She has done tons of that this year. Thank you very much. And she was also the oh so nice person who made us that bracket on the front page of BOILeR.org. So again, thank you, thank you. Again, that'll get updated at the end of the night here. So let's see, Kasperr finishing off Mom's Heart. Gonna worry about waiting out that blood on the floor, heading on up to his cathedral. And again, all you gotta do is take out this floor. Not the easiest to task, but he's got a decent enough setup for this. Again, with that nail in tow, he's gonna get another soul heart out of it. Real quick, judgy please for him. Let's see if he can't get another item here. But he's got that nail in tow, so soul hearts coming out of that every time you use it, plus damage up for the room you're in. Ooh, Hierophant card. Thank you. 2 more soul hearts. Kasperr's one happy camper right now. Again, doesn't exactly need the key, but judgy, today? Today? Aw, really? So Kasperr used up all of his money, gets nothing else out of it. He'll take that Hierophant card, though. Again, the 2 soul hearts will make sure that he can hang on to that nail charge until he actually gets to the boss fight. Or he can just use it right now for that extra soul heart and hope that he gets enough rooms to clear, and I'm just going to shut up. So again, because he cleared off those 2 Blue Gertie Juniors, he gets himself another soul heart out of this. Oh, if you didn't see that, Drave, you missed a real good one. So we'll get those highlighted out later tonight. Like, right after the races are done, we'll get those highlighted out for you guys. Excuse me, sorry, I just bit my tongue. Let's get another judgy please over on Melloace's side. Ow. Like, I literally bit my tongue. Not figuratively speaking, I legitimately bit it. And ow. Alright, so another Hierophant card. Again, judges are playing nice here. There's a pretty useless card. Although, nice pill out of this, too. Bad trip, not good at the moment. But again, turns into a full health pill if you get down low enough on your health. So that's actually huge on Melloace's side. Yep, and Kasperr's got the Empress for the boss fight. He just wants the extra soul hearts at this point, and I do not blame him. Even with the 3 soul hearts, I don't like that Isaac fight. I take way too much damage in it. Ah, yeah, go back and watch those highlights then later tonight. You're going to love it. Really, really good set of races there. And again, there's that usage of the Pinking Shears by Mello. He's going to make sure he gets through this double Wrath fight, as quickly as he can, because he is still looking for that Mom's Heart fight. Kasperr's clearing out rooms here in this Cathedral level. Although getting some nasty Gertie Jr. rooms. Alright, tons of bombs here, so Mello will be happy enough about that. But where's this boss fight going to be at? My goodness, this just keeps going. And again, remember, Mello cannot use these bombs. 99, well, had 99 a couple times here. But enough bombs where we'll just call it 99. Can't use them to go through doors, so he's just dropping them all over the place, doing 40 damage with each hit. But again, because of Kasperr's rules, if you go into a room and there's enemies, you have to kill them. And speaking of that, finally getting through all these rooms, Mello's found himself that Mom's Heart fight to finish off, excuse me, I almost said Depths 2. Womb 2 on his side. So again, he'll be catching up to that same Cathedral floor, but how quickly can Kasperr find this Isaac fight is the question. And again, taking out that Monstro 2 mini spawn. There's that last little bit. Where is this boss fight? Wow, this floor just keeps going on Kasperr's side. And again, already good 15% of the way through on Melloace's Mom's Heart fight. Gonna look to catch up there as quickly as he can, but he is definitely behind at this point. Knows he's got to push this as quick as he can with as many bombs as he can lay out. Again, doing a real nice job of double bombing here. This is exactly what you want to do, getting all that extra damage here. Problem is, on the right-hand side, as you see, Kasperr's moved into his Isaac fight already, so there's that Empress card, Horror Babylon usage. So damage increase for him. He's going to hang back by the wall here. And just hope for the best. Again, with 3 orbitals, he's got a lot of shot blocking capabilities. And Kasperr just laying that damage on as thick as he can in this first phase. Found himself a decent enough spot. Has been hit twice, mind you, but again, on to phase 2 already. So now you gotta worry about those purple homing shots. Again, see, this is why you want 3 orbitals, guys. Look at the difference between how Logcat had to dodge this and how Kasperr can handle it. Slightly different on this one. So down to the last 25% health or so. Now you have to be careful of these extra spawns in phase 3. let alone those beams of light from Crack the Sky. Amazingly, though, very few spawns. There we go, finally hitting on Kasper's side. And again, Melloace on the left-hand side onto his Cathedral, but looking like it might be too little too late as soon as these 5 extra spawns are gone. If we can get through this, though it shouldn't be too much more of an issue. On the right-hand side, there's that chest, and there's a 1-0 lead for Mr. iKasperr, so trying to get a new undefeated streak going as far as his round victories go. Again, has won 15 matches in a row, but a 38-minute run. Very nicely done, especially for having Eve. Very, very nicely done, guys. Both on the Cathedral there, but Kasperr the first to get through it. So because of that, Woom XL made all the difference in the world, as you could see. And again, it's a huge game changer sometimes. So in this case, working out well for iKasperr. 1-0 lead for him. And we're going to have a quick little 2-minute break here. Get both of these guys reset, and probably in the case of Kasperr, let him have an unheart attack. We'll be right back in about 2 minutes, and we'll have round number 2. So Kasperr going to look for a 2-0 win. Melloace going to look for his first of 2 back. Look, wow. Hold on. Flip. Look at this. Just, that's a thing. That is indeed a thing. That's how close Mello was. He wasn't too far away. He wasn't exactly close, but that's how close he was. So anyways, like I said, 2 minutes worth of ads coming in. We'll get round number 2 underway. Mello going to look to tie this up in 1, force game 3. Kasperr going to look to move on to the NFC Championship game. So hang tight. We'll be right back in 2 minutes, guys. Alrighty, so we're back, and as soon as my Comcast decides that it wants to actually not be red on this upload, there we go. So again, we should be clear for this one. You can see on the screen, we got our rules for this race going on. iKasperr got to make these for having the higher rank, as you can see. He's number 2 against Melloace's number 5. We got the same 7 banned BOILeR items, plus 7 more. Blue Candle, Treasure Map, Crystal Ball. Oh, man, excuse me again, sorry. Teleporting remote. I have a cat's tail popping me in the mouth at the moment, so I apologize. But teleporting remote. Compass, Brimstone, Mom's Knife are all banned. All 14 of those, including the same 7 banned BOILeR items. Dr. Fetus, Epic Fetus, Ipecac, Dead Sea Scrolls, Holy Bible, Toothpicks, and the Shovel. Again, toothpicks can still be taken. BOILeR rules do apply. But if you do find a D6, you can reroll any of those 14. No using of any of the map cards, so no world card, no sun card, no emperor card. Most importantly, if you go into a room, you have to clear it of enemies before you move on. No bombing out, as we just saw. Melloace had 99 in the last run. couldn't utilize him to bomb through his rooms and save some time. So again, a little bit different with that rule. Again, D6 can be used on all 14 of the banned items. There's a few special cases if you do get knocked through a room. Again, without clearing them all, just walk right back in there and clear them as quickly as you can. It's sometimes beyond your control. But let me flip this back on over. Right now, iKasperr leads 1-0 as he won the first matchup here. And again, we're racing through the Cathedral, so you have to kill off Isaac to get a win. Kasper's going to look for a 2-0 victory to move on to face number 1 seed Slackaholics next weekend in the NFC Championship game. Melloace needs back-to-back wins here to do the exact same thing. And again, they're in a call together, so let me get you a link into both of their channels. And again, I apologize for having subscriber-only mode on, guys, but I don't want to get spoiled on Walking Dead. I'm so sorry, but bear with it just for tonight. Their chats are open, so feel free to hang out, have a good time. Wish them both good luck if you would. And you gotta love that same room layout, don't you? But again, they'll be off and racing whenever they're ready. Best of luck, both of you guys. Real quick just for the proof. Oh, okay, they're off and running. Never mind. I was going to flip it over to Spazcam, but no doing. Anyways, Relic finally allowed to be picked up tonight, so nice health up option there on Melloace's side, and he's off and running first again. So he's got the Relic every 4 rooms. That blue cross is going to actually spawn one blue soul heart for him to take and add on to his health build. And that is huge on Eve. As you notice, you start with just those 2 red hearts. Ooh, and speaking of hearts, so might be a good way to use that bomb here on Mello's side, and I believe he might be back for that at the end of the floor. So he does have that turtle heart sitting there. Again, no protection for it yet, so he'll be back later. Oh, excuse me again. I didn't see what Kasperr got, dang it. I know he's off and running with this one, because he would have already reset if not, but I did not get to see what Kasperr found. Urgh. And again, on into the boss fight over on the left side. Mello first in there. He's got Famine, so let's all get another real quick for him, if you would. And it was Lucky Foot for Kasperr. Thank you very much. So that's going to give him nothing but good or neutral pills. Won't tell him exactly what they are. But again, a little bit of luck up as well as you gamble. And there you see that starting, well, 2 starting items as you get damaged. Excuse me, that dead bird pops out from Eve. So that tries to fly around the room, damaging anything. Also, as you see enacted on Kasper's side, you start with Horror Babylon as Eve. So if you get down to half a red heart remaining, anything below that as well. So if you have Guppy's Paw, for example, that can help you out considerably here. Same thing, it still blocks it with this soul heart that you see as Kasperr has, but you get a nice little bit of damage up. And again, that bomb will be used by Melloace. He wants that half an eternal heart as he goes on to his next floor. Now that's going to become his 3rd red heart container. Hey, Ecstatic, welcome in. And yeah, Lawcat won. So Lawcat actually won that 2-0, knocked off the undefeated Cobalt streak. So we're going to have brand new finalists and a brand new victor this year. And again, we know coming out of the AFC next weekend, we got Zwicky 22 against Lawcat for the 3rd time this season. One of them goes on to the finals. Spazcat seems happy. You might be able to hear him purring from time to time when he turns around towards the microphone. Champion pin over on the right, just about dead for Kasperr. Got 10 more bombs for Melloace on his 2nd room. Jesus Juice, again, is mismarked, actually. It's not range and tears up, it's actually range and a little bit of damage up, and I do mean a slight bit. But again, it is a little bit more damage for Kasperr here. See, that even that challenge room has a locked chest Mello can't do anything with. Alright, so Melloace finishing off his boss fight against Spin. Gonna wind up with Pageant Boy, so let's see those yes crowns as he picks up a bunch of money. 8 cents for him. On the right side, Kasperr finding another fill. Tier rate up, so fire rate increase for him. Anything you can get for fire rate or damage up, you're gonna take and be very happy with, no matter what little effect it has. And again, has found his 2nd item room as well, so looking to catch up to that Caves 1 that Melloace is on after his boss fight. But first things first, might as well try for a super secret. At least you get one thing out of it. Gets his bomb back and another key to Kasperr. As well as at least getting a space use item. Monster Manuel is going to spawn 1 random follower for him every time he uses it. And again, it's just for that room that you're in. And it does take, I think, 3 rooms or 2 rooms to recharge that. It's one of the 2. Either way, it's a couple of rooms. And if we could just find a key, Melloace is actually onto his item room here in the caves. There's that spawn after the 4th room cleared out. Ooh. Mello's probably going to take this. Growth hormones? I hate that word. I can never say that correctly, but it's damage and movement speed increase. So again, damage up. Very, very key on Eve. So he's going to go through this challenge room. Alright, a little bit of speed up with a belt, and a devil deal on Kasper's side. Ooh. Guppy's paw early, so he's gonna spend that 1 heart extra that he had there. Go down to just 1 red heart container. But Kasperr at any point can turn any red heart container he has with Guppy's paw into 3 blue soul hearts apiece. So that can come in very, pun intended, very, very handy. I'll be here all week with the puns. Thank you. Tip the waitstaff. Wait, I mean, yeah, no, we're cool. Try the veal, tip the waitstaff. Or reverse it. Tip the veal, try the waitstaff. Now, har. We'll be here all week, folks. But again, yet again, dealing with the Caves XL, you see Kasper's used up that 1 red heart container he had, which means because he's under 1 full red heart, you see the permanent Horror Babylon enacted on his side, so nice damage up again. Basically, Guppy's Paw becomes a double-use item. As long as you keep it where you don't have, or you have just 1/2 a red heart container, if nothing else. Or you're below it and have nothing but blue hearts. You're going to get that damage up from Horror Babylon, so that was a great find and well worth the 1 heart that he spent. But again, now you have the irreplaceable blue soul hearts and nothing but at the moment, so until he gets to a boss fight, just like he's found here, and maybe gets another red heart container, he's sitting at just those blue soul hearts, and it's a little bit risky, mind you. Because again, those don't get refilled, you just have to find new ones. But both into their boss fights here, Kasperr gonna have back-to-backers, is yet to find his item rooms, and I'm wondering if he even cares about them, honestly, at this point. Because he is going to go in and fight at least one of these, but he's got Fistula, so technically speaking, same room at the same time right now. But again, because of that XL floor, if Kasperr wants to, he can finish off his Caves 2 as well in that next room. Again, Mello going to get his 2nd orbital. It's going to add on to the 1 he's got, so he keeps just 1, but now he gets Meat Boy's head floating around him. Still does that same contact damage, now fires out tears as well, though. And again, with that Curse of Darkness on Mello's side, I can't quite tell you how far he's got to backtrack here. We'll give this a moment or two, looking for that item room yet. See a little bit of range increase for Kasperr. And he'll head on in at least now to that 2nd boss fight, this time against Gertie. So he'll take out these extra shooters. Really good first move. Never focus on the boss first. Take out the extra enemies so you get much less bullet hell in your way. I was 2-0, Rabbit. I had to scroll up and see what you were asking about there, but yeah, it was 2-0 on Lawcat's side. It was ridiculously good, honestly. Go back and watch the highlights after we get those posted up later tonight. You can probably actually already start watching the video on demand of it. It should actually be up already. But again, we'll actually legitimately highlight out specifically that race for you too. And this one as well, obviously, like we do with everything. But we'll do that later tonight as soon as we're done. Alright, more random pills over on Mello's side, this time speed up, so he is cruising along now. Oh, those Glovins, not Mello's friends. He accidentally got himself cornered too much there. Alright, more soul hearts, and again, that red heart container can be used by Kasperr to turn that into 3 soul hearts, so he'll grab this breakfast, head on into this room. This is what I was a little bit worried about seeing. So I kind of figured that may backfire on him if he didn't use it up right away. But, gonna use up that 1 red heart container he just got, get 3 more soul hearts. Kasper's fighting now against Krampus in his devil deal. So guaranteed free item, a lump of coal. As Kasper's shots stay on screen longer based off of your range stat. And again, they can curve, do whatever you want with them. So if you got, let's say, My Reflection, couldn't think of the name. There you go, it'll work like that. There with that first damage, now we've got Horror Babylon enacted. So again, doesn't automatically fire with until you go into the next room or actually take damage with Guppy's Paw. And that's what I was worried about backfiring on Kasperr. So now we got that extra damage up. Now he's back to Permahora Babylon. But again, we'll see if he goes back for either of his item rooms here for the caves, because he's yet to find either of them, or, yeah, obviously attempt to go in and see them, so we'll see about this. He may be happy enough with this damage and the extra health he's gotten. Speaking of that, Mello gonna try for some. Ooh, and he actually gets himself that blood machine he might have been hoping for. Because again, he does have that bad trip pill. If you watch, as he goes down to half a red heart left, that actually becomes full health. Or would if he didn't have that one soul heart, actually, now that I'm looking at it. I forgot about his health build. Ooh! And actually got a blood bag out of it. Wow. That's not what he was going for, honestly. He just wanted Horror Babylon damage, but he's probably gonna come back for that. First things first, let's check out this blood challenge room. And range up, and definitely not worth it, so let's see what Mello chooses to do. On into his store. Gee, go figure, it's caves too. What do we always say? It's greed in the store. Team Fortress. Alright, so there's your full health pill enacting over on Mello's side. Again, not going to worry about it quite yet, because back in this arcade. Ooh, again, not even going to worry about it. More pills. Ooh, actually going to grab these. Mello taking some chances here. Oh, wow, and it was another full health pill. So there's your legitimate full health pill. Now this brings into question that blood bag in the other room, and yeah, he is going to go take it now. So speed increase again. One more health container for Melloace. Let's do some gambling on this fortune-telling machine. Wow, what a crazy set of pills on Mello's side. Alright, speaking of pills, we got bad gas. There's a health up, so another 3 soul hearts coming out of that Guppy's paw on Casper's side. So speaking of your really good pills showing up, wow to this. So again, even more hearts. iKasperr rocking, let's see, 9.5 now. Yeah, Andy doesn't have Lucky Foot, exactly. One of us does. It's not Mello. But it sure does seem like it. So again, I'll keep holding on to that bad trip pill. That's back to being a bad trip now that he has that full red health. And all sorts of extra soul hearts for him. There's a way he could actually spend those red hearts. We'll see about going back for that Demon Judgy, possibly. Mello would love to see a key now, as he's finally found his item room for Caves 2. And iKasperr cruising along, 1 floor ahead already in Depths 1, just looking for item room and boss fight himself. And might as well try it. We got 2 chests in there. Lou's going for a 3rd time charm with trying to get a super secret room as well, but no such luck on iKasperr's side. Ooh, those dodges for Melloace. And again, finding your boss fight for iKasperr early on. I'm guessing he does have the key, so I'm going to guess that he's going to go back for these item rooms. On Eve, it's kind of worthwhile to grab everyone he can. But we'll see again. He has skipped plenty already, so it wouldn't put it past him. And lo and behold, heading right on in. So here's Champion War. Finally going to wind up in an orbital on iKasperr's side with a cube of meat. Yeah, we found our boss fight over on Mello's as well. He was trying to lay that bomb down to actually kill these enemies, not leave the room. So again, one of the rules, you have to kill every enemy in the room. Let me link these out for everybody again, now that I'm thinking about it. We haven't done that in a while. But there you go. Basically, you have to kill everything in the room before you can do anything else. iKasperr doing a real good job leading on these troll bombs that Champion War is leaving behind against him. And again, already about halfway through this fight. There we go, knocking him off of his horse. Makes it a basically a run and gun at this point. Ooh, Demon Judgy. Thank you. A little early on that, but thank you nonetheless. Mark on Melloace's side. Again, more movement speed up. Not what he wanted there, but the damage up on your tears and the 1 soul heart definitely not going to hurt. And again, there's that cube of meat first orbital for iKasperr. Oh, really? It gave him red heart deals in here? So speaking of the mark, it showed up, but yeah, it's a no-go. That's a definite no-no on iKasperr's side at the moment, so he's leaving everything behind in favor of actually holding onto those hearts. Again, speaking of those insanely fast speed builds, Melloace has got himself one. It's people on the left-hand side tonight seem to get insane speed builds. So another health container, number 5 on Mello's side, and he's finally done with his caves. He'll move on to Depths 1. So same floor as iKasperr now. And iKasperr finding that interesting library. So we'll see, maybe he heads back for that instead, but I'd probably keep holding on to Guppy's Paw as him, so maybe just find that item room and call it a day on this floor. See, I don't like getting too much speed up on any character. I don't even care who it is, but, well, okay, I do. If you give me too much speed on Blue Baby, I'm definitely gonna die. Alright, so again, World Card, one of the banned cards here. We don't want any of the map reveals going on for folks. So again, Kasperr got to make those rolls, and again, we got them listed up in chat just barely above, well, anything else that's been said. But, like I was saying, Kasperr had banned that, so he put it right back down, grabbed that Empress card again. And again, even the Empress card not exactly going to do anything for him, but doesn't want to be holding onto the World card and accidentally hit it and have to force himself to reset. We've seen the rules come back to bite the people that made him in the butt a few too many times already in these playoffs. Alright, let's get another Judgy Please on Mello's side, as he's got plenty of money for this, still rocking 43 cents here. So let's see if we can't get something good again. Come on. Ah, compass, one of the banned items. Again, Kasperr, the ongoing joke this year is that that man has an internal compass and get his way right over to special rooms, especially in the womb and beyond. So, the ongoing joke is that, like I said, Kasperr having an internal compass banned it this week. So, Mello's not allowed to pick that up. Judgy. Really, man? Ooh, look at this. 2 more heart containers with the lard on Kasperr's side. He'll gladly take that speed down, hang on to one of them as he's got half a red heart filling it. Still keeping his Horror Babylon active, but uses one of them up immediately with Guppy's Paw. And actually, now I'd kind of consider that library as Kasperr with all that extra health that I just got, but he'll clear out his floor if nothing else first here. Oh wait, he already has cleared his boss, so again, choice already made, I guess. Mello on into his item room for Depths 1, gonna wind up with Loki's Horns, so that'll fire out in 4 directions from time to time. And sooner or later we ought to see that, because it's a pretty decent enough chance. But wow, it hasn't fired once. There we go! So that's what you're looking at. And Kasperr doesn't want his last item. Sadly, I didn't see what it was, so my bad, but didn't get to see it. Was it really the D20 in there? Jesus. Wow, of all things. So again, Kasperr using up that last heart container he's got, turning it into the 3 soul hearts again. But wow, some of the items that have been showing up. And there we go, Mello's finished off his Depths 1, or just about to, I should say, so he's got his boss fight on the other side of the store. So hanging real close here. And thank you to the relic on that 1 soul heart spawn. And it's Loki, so let's see those Mr. Coles, is the RC Glorious doing for you. And if you guys are wondering how people are beating me to the punch on this, mine's slightly delayed, because if you want to see both of these guys live, hit up the Skagard.net split link and go give Kasperr and Melloace some support. And again, you'll see it's slightly ahead of what I'm calling out, so you'll see stuff before I even say it. You'll feel cool. On that note, let's see a Judgy Please over on Kasperr's side. Like how I sell that? You'll feel cool. Again, another health container there for Mello and that item rock, so another soul heart for him. And he's going to move on down to his Depths 2. Sooner or later, again, Kasperr just ran out of money, so I was going to say sooner or later, Kasperr's going to get lucky, but not today on that Judgy. So, Judgy, really, man? Really? Unbelievable how bad they've been this night. Like, they've given out either banned items or nothing, and they've been brutal. Like, there's been very little. Oh, wait, I forgot about that. Lawcat actually the one time got the notched axe. Yeah, thanks, Judgy. Thanks. And that one champion knight in here, I hate these enemies. That last one that Melloace had to take out is just brutal. I despise those things. Ooh, and he got lucky enough with that Wheel of Fortune card to get a fortune-telling machine. So we'll see if Mello can't happen to get something good like a few more soul hearts or a trinket out of this. There is that replacement. So that's what I figured was going to wind up happening. Kasperr got... Whoa, wow, I'll be damned. So for the time being, at least going to take that Necronomicon with him. Kasperr going to wind up, I'm sure, almost sure, going to wind up taking the Book of Shadows for everything. But Necronomicon can one-hit kill easily everything in the room. Let's get another Judgy, please. We were just saying how many there were. Mello's got another one on the left. And again, there's that Necronomicon. Does a lot of damage to both of those fly spawners. Again, didn't quite kill them instantly, because these do have a lot of health. Alright, a couple bombs from Mello. Anything else would be useful. or a whole bunch of pills. They've been pretty good to him so far, so let's see. Wow, I'm kind of surprised Mello didn't actually pick those up just to see what was in there. He also has himself an arcade where he could spend some money now. So the gambling might continue. So let's see, more random pills. Actually, bombs are keys, so would have switched out your bombs and keys, but seeing as Mello has 2 of each, did absolutely nothing for him in this case. So here's all these new pills. Another speed up. I don't think Mello wants any part of that. But a range up. Another bad trip, so he's got 2 what would be full health pills with those bad trips. And let's go find that last item room. And iKasperr just looking for that last boss fight for the depths himself, so pretty even here all in all. And there we go, so iKasperr now the advantage on the right side as he's onto his mom's foot fight. Again, there's been a lot of blue as far as the soul hearts go, and now her foot's following suit. So that's going to spawn nothing but expansion level enemies. And again, by far, in my opinion, the worst one of these boss fights. I do not like fighting Blue Mom. Again, there you see with the damage, Eve's Bird's going to come out and do some work for iKasperr as well. We got that last item room on Mello's side. Gives him the virus, so now Poison Touch. Anything he runs into or makes contact with, rather, is going to wind up taking poison damage over time. And being that he already knows where his boss fight is, right on over to his mom's foot himself after he does some gambling. He would have loved to see a bomb so that he could have gotten that item rock as well, but no such luck. Yeah, we've seen some really good control with big speed tonight, and Wing just pointed it out. Mello's doing really good with this speed that he's got. Alright, so there's that red heart container, and again, holding on to Necronomicon is iKasperr still, so he doesn't have Guppy's Paw anymore. He keeps that full container, and now moves on down to the womb. This is going to de-enact that Whore Babylon on his side. So big damage down for iKasperr here. But again, going through that loading screen error, if this ever actually opens up, could be kind of nice. And again, double gambling all the way across the sky. What does it mean? That you're going to lose your money twice as fast. That's what it means. House wins, guys. Trust me. Okay, Flash. Today. Today, Junior. Yeah, right. Marry and reproduce. You'll die alone. Didn't you just tell me to marry and reproduce? Wouldn't that be not dying? Man, whatever. Same difference. Anyways, Mello onto his boss fight. Glorious pointed out a really good one there, though. I like that. So he's taking on Mom's Foot himself, regular gray version. Probably the middle of the difficulty scale. And he'll hang down by her arm and actually make her arm do most of the work for him at the beginning. And had to run away there for a second at least. And iKasperr already down in his womb 1, so that's slight time advantage for him. Again, with that damage down. Got nothing good out of that loading screen, sadly, except for an expansion version of this floor. And Mello making up some quick time here. There's a Necronomicon 1 hitting everything in that quadruple hollow room on iKasperr's side. Again, remember with these rules, you can't bomb back out of rooms. You have to actually kill everything in there. So even if you know it's a dead end like that, you're not going to see anybody bomb back out. They have to kill every enemy. Same with this room on iKasperr's side. And last little bit of damage. There we go. Mom's foot, excuse me, is dead for Melloace. So picking up that shot speed increase. Again, mismarked item with that magic 8-ball. Card's not going to do him any good. Let's see. Oh, wow. Actually going to take safety cap for more pill spawns instead of the Polaroid. And Mello heading down to his womb 1, getting Utero and Curse of the Lost for extra rooms on there. Shizzy, how you doing tonight? Being that you did miss the first race, go back and watch the highlight when it's up later. Trust me. I'm doing great, thank you. No arguments. We're gonna have a really close race going on right now. These two literally are dead even right now until we find a boss fight on either side. We're both in the womb 1. There's no item rooms to find, no stores. We're dead even until we find these bosses. Again, iKasperr just picked up an extra health container, so he's technically lost out on that permanent Whore Babylon, but we'll see if there is actual use behind that or not. I'm kind of curious why he picked that one up, not having Guppy's Paw anymore. Alright, another bad trip pill, which would technically turn into a full health pill on Melloace's side if he gets down low enough on health, so all sorts of backups. You can see why you take that safety pill. Or that safety cap, I should say, excuse me. And thank you again to the relic. Another soul heart sitting there. So you burn penny. If you pick up coins, it gives you a chance to spawn bombs, and Mello has 0 of those at the moment. Well, 1 of them, I should say. And again, you can't use them to get out of rooms, but they're good damage against enemies. Ooh, that masked me in a troll. I hate these rooms. And I think so does Melloace right now, but again, if he gets hit twice more, now once more, that actually becomes a full health pill on his side. And looks like he's just going to try to use up all the ones that he can at the moment. Nope, going to go ahead and heal this one. And welcome back, Nip. I'm kind of with you on that one, Wing. I think he may have forgotten that he picked that up and like, oh crap, I can't get back out. Like, oops. But again, Necronomicon working some wonders here on iKasperr's side. It's all. I'm just curious about that 1 heart pickup. That's all it is. Alright, so taking that soul heart now is Melloace. Again, there's yet another bad trip pill sitting on the floor. So all sorts of backups here health-wise. Ooh, Mellow down to that half a heart, so there's that full health pill enacting. Like I said, now it's a question of, do you want to keep this extra damage? There's a soul heart for him at least, so he's going to hang on to it for now. But again, it's that bad trip pill is back to being a bad trip at the moment. So again, after that soul heart, there we go. As soon as you get hit again, though, it becomes a full health. And thankfully, Mellow took that pill when he did, because there was another immediate damage afterwards. Oh, race 1 was pretty damn close. iKasperr wound up with a Womb XL floor that basically made a huge time difference. They both kind of hit the floors at the same time, and Mellow just had to keep clearing and clearing and clearing on normal versions. And didn't help him out too much. iKasperr made up a lot of time there, got up to the cathedral. Mellow was up there too, but iKasperr just had too much going for him at that point. Wound up killing off Isaac before Mellow even really got much of a chance on cathedral's floor. But it was still damn close the entire time, honestly. And again, speaking of boss fights, iKasperr giving himself that advantage again as he's come across his finally. That's a huge floor that both have had to deal with, though. Those Curse of the Lost are evil, I'm telling you. But on into a death fight. iKasperr going to go ahead and take care of all those sides spinning at him. Again, that Necronomicon pretty darn useful. And also damaging the boss in the same aspect there. Empress Guard going to give him that Horror Babylon enacted. Again, just for this room, though. Just remember, everything down in the womb and beyond hits you for a full heart of damage. And in the case of some items, it actually doubles up to 2 for some reason, which is weird, but whatever. Anyways, second Cupid Meat getting added onto iKasperr's side. So again, now with that orbital, again, still the same one, but becoming Meat Boy's head floating around, also adding on some damaging tears. Alright, there is that boss fight finally showing up on Melloace's side. And again, with these semi-OCD rules, remember you cannot bomb back out of rooms, even if you know you don't want to be in there. You have to actually clear everything. And we got a double Loki fight for Melloace. Again, still holding on to a bad trip, aka full health pill for later on. But again, this shouldn't be too bad of a boss. On that note, iKasperr, this is what we call the internal compass, ladies and gentlemen. Look on the right-hand side. All he did was walk to the right. No, look, we found the one important room that he wanted to see here. iKasperr's found Mom's heart on the other side of this room. So like we said, Mr. Internal Compass himself showing exactly why we've called him that all year. And there's that cat of nine tails on Melloace's side. Again, it's a shot speed increase, so it ups the movement speed of your shots on screen. So he'll move down to his Womb 2. He's got an arcade that he can work with if he needs to. But again, it's all about making up time here as Kasperr's on into the boss fight at the end of this same Womb 2 floor. And again, he's already taken on Mom's Heart, dropping down bombs, 20 more to spare, so he's got plenty to use here. And again, there's about 30% damage done to Mom's Heart already. Kasperr laying those bombs down to take out all these extra enemy spawns and doing a great job of it. There's the 50% mark. And again, pretty soon it'll be to the point where she'll stay out the entire time. Indeed, she will right here. So Kasperr, knowing his timing well, didn't have to even bother with that extra double bomb. So he'll hang on to the 16 he has here. And again, that last 15% or so health just going to get melted away on Mom's Heart. Again, we race through the cathedral, keep in mind, so this ain't over yet by any means. And apparently the cop outside agrees with that horn. I don't know if you heard that or not, but wow, perfect timing. Alright, Gluttony getting finished off. No luck with the Balchinian or anything, so Kasperr, again, no luck with that one. And let's see, isn't going to bother with anything else here, it looks like. So, moving on along, he'll have his Cathedral on the other side, like I was saying. And again, Melloace found his boss fight, so there's your determination of why Kasperr actually did that, because Melloace found his mom's heart here. I always want to say foot when it's the heart and heart when it's the foot. I have no idea why I do that, but sooner or later I'll break myself of that habit. I swear. Anyways, like I said, Mello holding on to that what will be full health bill as well, so don't worry about his health at the moment. He's got plenty in tow. Putting Kasperr on up to his Cathedral, just looking for one more boss fight here. Alright, so speaking of what was full health bill, Mello popped one of those, taking that bad trip back with him, which again will turn into a full health bill later on, so might as well utilize it when you can. On into that Mom's Heart fight, gonna drop down what is the remaining bit of his bombs here. He'll wait one more, because that's that Monstro spawn. He'll wait one more spawn of these. There's Necronomicon helping Kasperr out yet again, clearing out a pretty nasty room. For instance, it'll spawn a few attack flies for him. Keep in mind, with the rules, you can't bomb back out of anything, so even if Kasperr gets a real nasty room he doesn't want to be in, he's got no choice but to kill everything off. And a little bit more damage, double Gemini will be out of the way here. That should spawn a Soul Heart for Kasperr. And indeed it will. Doesn't need that half red heart heal. And these are the rooms in the Cathedral I hate. Wow, is that perfect timing on killing that one sock there. I do not like these rooms at all. I line them up so terribly most times. Yeah, Mello working about halfway through here on Mom's Heart. Out of bombs at this point, though. Another Soul Heart spawn, let alone a Justice card, so one of every type of item. Another key, a coin, a bomb, and in this case a red heart, which won't do Kasperr any good. Mello now going to have to deal with yet another night spawn. That's what I was hoping he wouldn't have to see again, but this is one of the more time-consuming portions of this Mom's Heart fight. Again, the more time you waste in here, the more rooms Kasperr gets to clear, and he's still sitting at a pretty decent amount of health. And again, slowly but surely, Melloace working that damage away. He's got very low damage on these tiers. Speaking of that, Kasperr's found that boss fight, so looking at Isaac on the other side of that doorway. And again, a possible 2-0 win here, which could move him on to the NFC Championship game against Slackaholicus next week. again, finishing off this last little greed fight here. The last little bit of damage to be done. We used up one of those bad trip pills on Melloace's side. So he's going to head on up to his cathedral, but how quickly can he find that boss fight, and how much damage can he honestly lay down quickly with no bombs in this low damage tier? So we'll see what happens. iKasperr going to look for a secret room. Don't be greed. Alright, it's not. So got a little greedy there, got some coin reward out of it, but it won't do a thing for him. And for instantly end will spawn those attack flies. And here we go, iKasperr looking for that 2-0 win. Everybody cross your fingers for him. Gonna circle around Isaac right at the beginning. And again, Mello just looking for the same fight. All sorts of bombs for iKasperr though, so he's gonna do this, not fire as much as he can. The bird's the only reason that Isaac's firing back at him right now. But again, laying down every single bomb that he can, already through phase 1, down to 2.5 hearts though is iKasperr. Again, just circling around. There's that last bomb laid down. Half damage already done to Isaac, so real good use of bombs right there. I love what iKasperr just did, honestly. That is a real good move. Down to 1.5 hearts now he is, but again, just about to phase 3, which we should see spawn right about now. So again, got to watch out for these beams of light. Really got to be careful of those purple shots, and now these extra spawned enemies. So we'll see just how quickly iKasperr can take care of these, because if they build up, that becomes a big problem, and he was one room away from charging up that Necronomicon. Ooh, now down to just the 1 heart as that goes, or excuse me, takes away the 1 soul heart that he had working there, the half a soul heart, I should say. Ooh, that close dodge. Wow, that got a little too close. Oh, iKasperr cornered though, and he's down, so back to the beginning on iKasperr's side. And now that leaves a huge advantage on Melloace's. So let's see, where's his boss fight at? Alright, Tooth Shot to start out the new run for iKasperr, so he's off and running with, I think it's, I can't remember what it starts out at percentage-wise, but based off your luck, you're going to fire out Tooth instead of a Tear, and that's going to be a damage multiplier. Also into his curse room, picking up Guppy's head, so he's going to spawn friends till the end attack flies, like you just saw right there every single room. And with Gluttony, let's see if he gets lucky again. At least he gets a heal out of it. Wow, very early Polaroid for iKasperr. I was going to say, I'm probably going to take the Burnt Penny in case I come across coins, though. That's way too early on that Polaroid to really care. Alright, on the right-hand side, we got yet another famine fight, so let's all give a big to famine, if you would. Mello might have been checking about if the Liberty Cap is okay to take, and I think, honestly, yep, that's exactly what he's doing. He's checking the roll sheet. Liberty Cap's fine. You're cool. So he's thinking about it, but he's going to keep the safety cap, at least for now. Alright, another soul heart for him. And yet another famine for that matter. So again, champion version, it's not really the boss, but we got it on Melloace's side too, so double. Alright, so there's that Cuban meat orbiting around iKasperr. Found himself his item room right off the bat as well. No key to get into it though. Or the Danny B version. Wish I could do that in famine voice, but there's no way that's going to work and be distinguishable as what Danny does. Oh, which totally reminds me, I'm probably going to have to start really bugging the hell out of Danny, because I made a promise to Lawcat that if he gets to the finals that I'm going to make Danny go into his channel, so hopefully I can find Danny at this point, because one more win for Lawcat and he's in the finals. So, probably going to have to do something about that. That one just clicked with me that I made you that promise so long ago. Ooh, how are we going to get to that? Wow, that's not going to work well. Oh my god, it did. I thought that bomb was actually going to hit Mello, but this worked out well. So full health pill sitting on Melloace's side. That's a heck of a lot of safety for him. He's up already at full health. But again, that pill's just going to be that much more safety at this point. And there's Lawcat. Congrats, man. And there's that boss fight. So Melloace has found his Isaac fight to take care of the cathedral. Let's see what he wants to go back for and switch out. My guess would be that Liberty Cap. And And my guess would be that's exactly where he's headed right now. And indeed it is. Cat, I swear to God, if you unplug this thing, I'm gonna just be livid with you right now. You have no idea. So anyways, yes, Liberty Cap it is. Mello's going to hope for some good mushroom effect in that boss fight against Isaac coming up here, and he's going to look to tie this up one apiece and force a game 3. Again, Kasperr really getting a good build going on here. Just wound up with the small rock, adding damage onto his tiers, adding fire rate on, dropping his movement speed. And again, speaking of adding damage on, might as well use that blood machine to your best advantage. So even more damage, more bombs as the burnt pennies enacting on Kasperr's side. And again, nothing more for, Melloace to do, so moving on in, looking to tie this up in 1. And again, with only the 1 orbital working for him here, this is going to be a little bit of damage incoming, still holding on to that full health pill. But again, didn't want to be thinking about using it this early on Mello's side. So again, with that bird moving into the center, now you see Isaac's going to fire back just because of that, and that's why Eve is a real tough choice for these cathedral runs. I'm not a fan of using Eve, so now Mello's going to have to pop that full health back up to tops here. And again, only about 20-25% of the way through on Isaac. Book of BOILeR, so definite decision time here on Kasperr's. That's going to be more damage on his tiers. They'll leave behind Guppy's head, so still one of the 3 pieces enacted. Again, you still get credit for that as Kasperr. It'll take that damage off of Book of BOILeR instead. And Mello working down to just about the 50% mark here on, on Isaac. I almost said it lives. And again, he's at 50% on his health as well, so 3 hearts on Mello's side. There's that poison effect with Virus as Mello walked right on in to lay that poison down. Again, down to 1 heart himself. Oh! He should have been still in his invincibility frame. Wow. Okay, okay. I don't think that was cool, but okay, game. Alrighty then. Wow, that was pretty cheap, though. He should have still been in his invincibility frame, in my opinion. Mello was trying to lay another poison effect down with the Virus on Isaac there to get as much damage as he could do. But again, apparently he wasn't in his invincibility frame and just ate to death. So back down at the beginning for him. Now Kasperr well back in the lead and has a great build going for him already. So again, already nice damage up with that small rock. Has Book of BOILeR for that matter, which you see him enacted in this room. Wow. So one of the 7 banned BOILeR items, Ipecax, finally showed up. So again, being banned and no space use item, which Mello didn't have a space use item the entire last run either. But without having that D6, no way to re-roll it for Mello. Well, at least there was a golden poop in there, but yeah, Mello doesn't want this. Ooh, Kasperr with a decision. Yep, there's Guppy piece number 2 on Kasperr's run as he buys and uses up one of his red hearts, but buys Guppy's tail. So now more locked chests are going to spawn for Kasperr, but he is 2/3 of the way towards becoming full-on Guppy. And that is a big game changer if that happens. So let's see, Mello's found himself Sister Maggie, so a follower with pretty nice damaging tiers. Not the greatest, but again, pretty darn nice. And found himself Rusted Key, which is more chance of key spawns. And on into his first boss fight, looking to make up some time as Kasperr's on Caves 2 right now. So lots of floors to make up for Mello. Alright, wire coding, or a fire rate increase for Melloace. Along with the full heals, he picks up that red heart. So he'll be down onto his 2nd floor, firing out his tiers a little bit faster. And Kasperr on the almighty hunt for that 3rd piece of Guppy if he can find it somehow. He would take any of them at this point, I think. Wouldn't even care if it's a 9 lives dead cat. I believe that Kasperr would take that in a heartbeat. And again, Mellow on into this boss fight. Got kind of cheap shotted there by that brimstone effect off of the... Oh, wow. Got even cheaper affected by the size of his... and again, this is a problem with Horror Babylon. But if you're increasing in size like that and you try to clip right past a boss, they're probably going to have a big enough hitbox to hit you. So, wow, that was a little bit evil, I gotta say. But Mellow is down again and back to the start here. So iKasperr going to leave that one Eternal Heart sitting over in the corner. That's a heck of a find in your arcade. I'm definitely not going to argue that. That'll become another full health container for him if he gets it onto the next floor. Speaking of full health, how about 2 full health pills? Hello, time to play that blood machine. And that's exactly what iKasperr's going to do. So time to make some money. Try to get another health if he can out of this. And instead we get the portable IV bag. So he's going to keep to keep playing this, excuse me, because I English good. But again, all those coins he picks up have a chance to spawn bombs. He's up to 15 already. And let's see, Mellow working on both item room and boss fight. Wow, another BOILeR band item, the Dead Sea Scrolls. So let's see those showing up in chat too. Again, can't pick those up again without at least being able to D6 something out of there. So this time resetting, winding up with Little Steve. So he gets a follower with homing tears. Pretty base damage on him, but Mellow is at least off and running now. And iKasperr can play this a few more times here. So might as well just keep spawning these bombs, healing up with every one of these red hearts that he can. And the gambling continues. And again, no bomb for Melloace, so we can't get into that item rock quite yet. So iKasperr, again with another full health pill, is going to wind up going through. Wow, there's a dime sitting there. Holy Moses. Wow, another dime. Holy crap. iKasperr making some big money out of this room. Up to 39 cents now. All these bombs spawning. 25 of them, so he's made at least 10 bombs out of this room. Ridiculous amount of full health pills. There's another one for him. And he'll head back in for that Book of BOILeR. So wow to this. Still holding on to a full health pill. Ridiculous arcade right there. On that note, as it's already being said in chat, already over halfway through and is Melloace against everybody's favorite horseman, Famine. So again, if you would. And there's that Horror Babylon being enacted yet again as Mellow's down to just that half a red heart. So taking his cube and meat orbital, guaranteed at the end of that fight every time. Yeah, that blood money paying out strong. What's up, Rob? Alright, so Mellow thinking about that half heart says no thanks to it. It'll keep Horror Babylon enacted with that one blue soul heart he has, and on down to his basement too. Alright, luck up pill, wow, dyslexia, for Melloace on the left-hand side, and he's found his boss fight right off the bat as well. I'm sure he'll go looking for that item room on this pretty small basement 2 floor. Cellar 2 in this case, the expansion version. And iKasperr will wind up with a soul heart after that Blue Larry Jr., and if he wants it homing tears, he'll say no thanks, and I'm with him on this one. I don't like homing tears. Immediately also finding his boss fight for Caves 2, so just about done with his Caves is iKasperr. Yeah, no kidding, Rob. Like, even me calling that, like, that was straight up butt-clenching just the entire time. So those are ridiculously awesome races. They have been all weekend, for that matter. Ooh, look at this. More damage up with Blood of the Martyr now on the left-hand side for Melloace. So again, he's going to be very happy with this run he's got going. And again, iKasperr on in using that damage up with Book of BOILeR to his boss fight against Fistula. Again, you see those teeth tears every now and then, which are another damage multiplier on top of what's already happened. So again, you get that damage up, and then it still multiplies that with the damage increase already. So great combinations going on for both of these guys damage-wise this run. And iKasperr just finishing off Caves 2. Speaking of damage, how about the Pentagram? More damage up on his tears. And again, that also gives you more chance of God and Devil, well, actually, I should say of Devil Rooms, which is what iKasperr wants, because he's 2/3 of the way towards Guppy as well, keep in mind. Speaking of that, we had just seen it over on Melloace's side. We saw Guppy's head there, but he doesn't want to spend his red hearts. So he's going to have much less chance of becoming the same thing, and iKasperr is going to keep looking around here. see, what else did he have? Forgot what else there is. Oh yeah, there's that Eternal Heart. And go figure, how about a few more bombs out of this room? So 27 for him now after caves. Not bad. And finally, a key. Melloace will at least be able to get into his item room when he actually comes across it. Again, working on his Caves 1 here. iKasperr just finished off his Caves 2. Again, picked up that half Eternal Heart. That'll turn into his 4th Red Heart container momentarily. And he's on down to his depths. So let's see, where's that? Oh, we got a curse room. Come on, Guppy. Ah, not what he wanted. Again, iKasperr just needs one more piece, and there's only 2 of them out there. But again, at this point, I'd even take the dead cat, the 9 lives dead cat. I wouldn't even argue it. Just to become full Guppy, I'd take in the heartbeat on Eve. Wouldn't even think twice. All right, Mel gonna try out that curse room. Was hoping for something better than that half a red heart, but he'll take it for now. And again, he has to go through this time sink of this room. And his oh-so favorite, Globins. Mello hates these things. And the bombs just keep rolling in. There's that boss fight on iKasperr's side as well for his Depths 1. And again, maybe we go check that out, see if he can't get a Devil Deal to spawn, because he wants that other Guppy piece, and indeed, he'll go check this out. Well, oh god. We'll see about his item room afterwards, but not just, oh god, for Mask of Infamy. How about Champion Mask of Infamy for iKasperr? And there's the difference. You see those purple homing tears coming out of the heart itself. And again, it does have more health as well, so this thing is a real pain in the butt. And again, that Razor Blade, the item room on Melloace's 3rd floor, the Caves 1. So again, that'll up his damage, injuring him in the process, but it ups your damage for the room. And yes, it does stack, so you can make a little bit of good damage coming out of that if you really want to. Speaking of this, now we got a good boss fight on Melloace's side. He's taking on the Fallen, so guaranteed Devil Deal pool item showing up for Melloace at the end of this floor. Again, just have to be careful if it happens to be one of the, now, let's see, 3 banned items that this can spawn. You have to be real careful that it's not right underneath you as it actually, or as you actually do kill off these bosses. iKasperr keeping a real good method going here with the mask. He's just going back and forth, and this is not being too challenging. Again, if he could just land more of those teeth shots, he'd be happy. Speaking of Guppy items, how about Guppy's Paw from Melloace, along with the Devil Deal? Banned Shovel in there, so again, let's see those no shovels. Nothing you can do about that. That mark, interesting, but not... Oh my. Speaking of Guppy's Paw, uh-oh. Showed up on iKasperr's side as well, and look at this. We have flying, and tears are just going to be ridiculous now. Every time you do damage with a tear, you spawn an attack fly as iKasperr. Full Guppy on the right. Oh, mercy. And again, he's holding on to Guppy's Paw, meaning he can turn those last 2 red heart containers he has into 3 soul hearts apiece anytime he wants to. And he's going to do one of them right now, and there's the other one going out the window. So again, both holding on to nothing but blue hearts now. We got basically Blue Baby Eve running right now. Again, just going to get interesting from here on out. This one's going to be fun, guys. But again, every time iKasperr does damage, you see one of those flies is spawning. Those are damage multipliers on your normal tiers. And again, with flying, doesn't even need to bomb in. Let's get a judgy please for iKasperr, if you would. Yep, didn't even need the dead cat, so iKasperr doesn't even have to worry about those 9 lives anymore. And again, Mello finding his boss fight here on the Caves too early. Yeah, judgy. Really? Judgy gave him a banned item in the compass. How about more attack flies for iKasperr? Those are going to despawn, sadly, because he's already got the max floating around him. And there's that boss fight. Let's see. I wonder now. I don't know if iKasperr's going to care about his item room, and no, he's not. Heading right on in for Mom's Foot. Again, he's stuck in here because he can't teleport out, but you'll see the damage he's putting out. He doesn't care about that last item room in the depths. Not even going to be a problem. Again, already halfway through, those flies are just going to keep the melting going on. Every time he makes damage, they spawn and do more damage, so it's just getting ridiculous. And there, that last little bit of health melting off of both bosses. Gertie dying about the same time as Mom's foot did. Magic 8 Ball for Casper. We'll see what Mello gets momentarily. That double card's actually just like a Book of BOILe, is going to give you more damage. Ooh. Alright, double interesting now. Wow. Mello really going to wish that he picked up that super bandage first, because that would have given him 1 red heart and 2 soul hearts. He could have spent the 1 red heart immediately on Guppy's tail and had 2 pieces of Guppy for himself. But again, just timed it wrong, and he's going to keep on permanent Horror Babylon mode. Same thing that Casper's got. So big damage up for both, but he doesn't want that red heart now. Come on, Judgy. Judgy, please. Judgy, Judgy, Judgy. Today. Give him something good this time. Oh my god. Really? So one of the other items that Casper banned, the blue candle, showed up this time. You gotta be kidding. Unbelievable. These Judgies have just been ridiculously evil this evening. So there's that item room on Mello's side. Portable slot machine. He could gamble on the run if he wanted to, but he'll hang on to the razor blade instead. I just seriously, Demon Judgy, no, not even bothering with you. Casper moving on along. Unbelievable. And Judgy's just like, dude, I'm giving you these awesome items. Nobody's taking them. I don't understand. Again, the blue candle really overpowered. Casper actually banned that, so now it's biting him in the butt that he doesn't get it. But again, with full Guppy and blue candle, yeah, you just melt everything at that point. He's already melting everything, as you can see. But again, Mello doing a great job catching up. He's already halfway through the Steps 1 floor. So it's all about finding his boss fight now. Yeah, this is playoff RNG, exactly. Alright, so another dead end there on Casper's side. Up to 30 bombs, though. And with that Polaroid in tow, every time Casper does take damage, he's actually going to get a 5-second damage shield, making him invincible for that span of time. How about more random pills? Not even going to bother? Not even going to bother. Casper will take that damage up with the devil card with him instead. And again, with no key, Mello can't even bother with that locked chest in the center of the room, so all about finding his boss fight, and again, making up a lot of time here. The Devil Judgy would have given him Brimstone. It's probably true, sadly. The way it's been going, it's probably true. So let's see, again, Casper did find his boss fight here, so onto a double Loki fight. Again, just gonna rip right on through this. Wow, they both got Mask of Infamies. Again, Mello's got the regular version, but still one of the trollingest boss fights. And especially with only the 6 bombs that he's holding on to. So let's see, another shot speed increase. That's actually going to cap Casper out, so his shots move as fast as they possibly can now on screen. And he's on down to his wound too. Again, trying to keep that big advantage going. Mello's got a long boss fight here, but he'll be on to depths too as soon as this mask does die. Again, he used a strength card in here, that's why he's got the 1 red heart container, but it's still the Horror Babylon. That'll disappear after this room. Ha! Casper not even gonna look at him. Judgy, nope, not even gonna bother. And look at that. See, again, internal compass on Mr. Casper over here. Has found his boss fight already and is moving on to face Mom's heart here. So again, we race through the cathedral. He's got just the 1 floor after this. Ooh, got lucky that that fly pushed his poison bomb not just once, but twice, right back into Mom that time. That worked out pretty well. And again, doesn't even have to worry about double bombing. You can see he's already got her staying out the rest of the fight. Those flies laying down too much damage. 1 Globin to kill, and flying on up, he's in the cathedral already. So behind a few floors here, Melloace in depths too knows he's got a lot of time to make up, and it's looking grim right now. Shiny. Look at this, we got a library on Casper's side, so that could be a really interesting way to replace that Guppy's Paw, because you're probably not going to see much more health up. And even if you do, it's still on the floor. Crappy items in there, though, so Book of Sin and Anarchist Cookbook. Book of Sin would be on the one on the right. Would have spawned 1 random item for him, whether it's a heart, a key, a bomb, a coin, something to that effect. And the other item, excuse me again about that, Anarchist Cookbook would have been random bomb spawns throughout the room. And Casper has plenty of those that he can deal with himself. And again, because of Casper's rules, he's got to melt through Super Greed in here. Can't just back out of this room. Has to kill it. So lots more money. doesn't want to even worry about the cards because, again, or his pill, I should say, because he's going to keep that devil card with him for that damage multiplier against Isaac. Oh, down, but definitely not out. Like, Mello's got a great build going on still, so it's just still about finding stuff. Alright, Sun card again, kind of off limits, so iKasperr going to leave that behind. Would have been a nice way to reveal the map up here, but he'll just keep moving on along. And that triple frickin' horseman fight. I hate this room that iKasperr's in. I can tell you right now, Cobalt Streak hates it even more. Alright, opening up that secret room again, although iKasperr's obviously, already been in there, so not even going to worry about it again. But yet another dead end here. That leaves one spot left for him to check. There's our last item room on Mello's side. Good way to replace that razor blade. My Little Unicorn makes you... well, maybe not. He was thinking about it. Would have made him invincible, attaching a unicorn horn to your head and allowing you to do damage to anything you make contact with. But Mello's going to keep the razor blade, which will up your damage on your tiers at the cost of your hearts. But again, keep in mind, with the, Razor Blade in combination with the Polaroid, while you're at nothing but blue hearts, you actually get a few seconds where you can just fire that thing off, taking no damage and still upping yours. So it's still definitely worth it there, and again, that's why Mello made the decision he did. But let's see, I was gonna say, couldn't be too many more rooms. iKasperr's come across that Isaac fight, and again, still looking pretty good on health, let alone definitely on that damage. Again, full guppy over on the right-hand side. Let alone, as you see, Tooth Shot with Tough Love. So he's got plenty of extra damage on this. Those multipliers on those flies are only helping him out. He's going to get more damage with the Devil card. And looking for that 2-0 win. His 16th win in a row if he can pull this off. And a matchup next week against undefeated Slackaholicus to see who moves on to the finals. And again, iKasperr just going to lay the absolute smackdown here. Every time he takes damage, Polaroid gives him that 5-second damage shield. So he's just going to hang in kind of close while that wears out. Already halfway through, laying down a poison bomb for even more damage. Again, Eve's Dead Bird's already out, helping him out even more so here now. And down to that last little bit, just really has to worry about these extra enemy spawns, because they can get kind of annoying. But down to that last bit of damage, that chest drops down. Ladies and gentlemen, give the round of applause to Mr. iKasperr. 16-1 now in the season, 16 straight victories after he lost to Melloace in the first week. Hasn't looked back since. And this sets up an amazing matchup next week. There's that round of applause by Melloace for iKasperr. And well deserved, because this sets up a great matchup next week. Between the two of them, they're 32-1. Let me say that again, actually, because I just did math ass backwards. Slack's had another game. They're 33-1. Between the matchup next week between Slackaholicus and your winner tonight, Mr. iKasperr on the right-hand side, giving that round of applause to Melloace. Again, well-deserved, but as you can see, and there's that bow too. Again, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. We're definitely not, because sadly we have to say goodbye to Melloace, and you can see it's been a bad sporting couple of weeks, actually, for the entire state of Georgia. So, oh yeah, I was waiting for it. iKasperr. That look. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Well, the smack talking has begun on the right-hand side. Oh my god. Thank you, iKasperr. That was beautiful. I heard him ask for that earlier, and I didn't know why, but now I do. Oh my god, that's beautiful. He's coming for you. He's looking out for you. That's Slackaholicus wearing that pretty princess crown. iKasperr says, 33-1 between the two of them. iKasperr 16-1. Slackaholicus 17-0. Boy, if only I could talk. Again, though, sadly, we have to say goodbye to Melloace. I was getting to that before I started laughing hysterically at what iKasperr just did. But again, Mello, thank you very much for a season. Very well played. Let's be real honest here. He probably showed up the real Falcons, because he said it himself, the Falcons ain't making the playoffs. So again, really great job all season. Melloace is a really phenomenal guy. There's a link into both of their channels. Hit both of these guys up. Be sure to follow Melloace. Sadly, we got to say goodbye to him for this season, but he will be back next year, as he's got that guaranteed play-in spot already worked out for him. So we'll definitely see him again next year, but we gotta say goodbye for now. Again, much love, Melloace. You've been absolutely phenomenal, dude. Thank you so much for absolutely everything. Guys, give him a follow. Somebody link up his channel specifically right now, too, if you would. Go give that man some love, as he definitely deserves, and he has definitely earned all season. Great job racing all season, man. Tough racer to take out, and iKasperr, again, had one loss to him this season already, so winning that grudge match. Sadly, it's over for Mello, but again, iKasperr moving on next week to face number 1, Slack All.